Hello there, and welcome to Hammerman for today, February the 5th, the day after Super Bowl. And oh my goodness, what a Super Bowl it was. I can't believe that team won. It was just amazing. Okay, full disclosure, might be recording this before the Super Bowl, so I have no clue. Haha! But, like, let's be honest. Pats? Come on. Anyways, so, sorry, the beardy prediction, it caused a cough. Stage 1, pretty straightforward. As you can see, the MVP tree sitting strong right in the middle of the base. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this week is like the week of the MVP tree. And I'll get into that. You'll see my strategies, and you'll see how things play out. Obviously, in the first, couple of levels, it's not as important. But as you reach the higher levels of the Hammerman event, the tree becomes key. So we'll get back to that. As for now, stage 2, I guess, level 2 of the Hammerman. Honestly, like, max defense is not a big deal, let's be honest. But if you're a lower level and you're running into this stage 2, it's pretty nasty. Like, everything is left loaded, everything is, like, pretty, quick. There's some tanks in there, there's other, it gets kind of nasty. MVP tree currently sitting out of place, much like my prototypes, just out of the way for now because we don't really need to worry about it. Stage 3, standard Grens, Gren load your base much like I do, make sure everything can, like, hit the shore as things are landing. What I would suggest, if you're a little bit lower level especially, is throw some extra machine guns and flamethrowers up into that first row. Maybe take out the boom cannons, leave the sniper towers in, or, depending on how much damage your sniper towers do, leave the boom cannons in. Just because it'll take out those warriors a little bit quicker. You don't have to worry about them wiping out whatever your first layer defenses are, sniper towers, boom cannons, whatever. Anyways, and for stage 2, like, I don't know. I've already forgotten what happens, but good luck, because I feel like it's really tough for a lower level stage 2. Once again, MVP tree sitting in the middle of the sea. And now, as you can see, I'm getting a little more serious. I've moved it up onto the shore. So, stage 4, I guess, is where things maybe start getting tough for most people, especially people who have not maxed out. And as you can see, it is just a good old-fashioned rifleman rush, and, like, there's a lot of riflemen, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, wow, that's quite a bit. That's going on forever. There's more. Oh my gosh. And that's okay. If you're rolling this sort of defense, you should be okay. Now, if you're trying to get a little more mileage out of your mines, would that be mileage? Anyway, if you're trying to get a little extra oomph from those poor mines, what you might want to try doing is just throwing, like, a residence or, like, one of your non-defensive buildings right up at the very front. It'll cause all those riflemen to group up shooting at that one ridiculous building, and then when they finally do move in onto the mines, they're going to be all grouped up nice and tight. You're really going to wipe them out and do, like, a whole bunch of extra whammy damage. Also, if you're, like, lower level mines, you're not taking them out quite as quickly, double up your mines, man. Throw, like, 2 or 3 together if you need to. I know I frequently have to do it on, like, the later stages, say, like, stage 7, where 2 or 3 mines together is enough to take out a rifleman, and sometimes make all the difference. So, moving on to stage 5. As you can see here, stage 5 is really nice. The first 2 waves perfectly flank the MVP tree, so you've got, riflemen down on the right, and then you've got your second load on the left. It makes maximum use of that spread of the mines all across the very front, and then once the tanks are unprotected by the wall of riflemen in front of them, as you can see, they start taken some serious damage from the various defenses. Now the good thing is, by the time all of these riflemen are done going through, they've wiped out almost all of my machine guns and flamethrowers and stuff, but what that does is it exposes all the sniper towers, cannons, and boom cannons to just make an absolute mess out of the tanks. And get ready for it. Look at that MVP tree firing its rockets strong and hard right into the tank, wipes it out. Go MVP tree. Because on Beard's Island, it's Christmas all year long. Or at least until they give me another decoration. Maybe I'll like that more, I don't know. And then I'll have a few moments to kind of worry about it. Maybe have, you know, some inner turmoil. Lose a few nights sleep over it, and then finally make a decision on what kind of decoration I want to have available. Who knows, maybe I'll, you know, say they like come out with an Easter bunny, throw out the Easter bunny, rock that for a little bit, then once we're past Easter, go back to the tree. I don't know. We'll see what the future brings in the future. For right now, we're going to move on to stage number 6. Basically, enormous rifle rush, right? Like, seems pretty straightforward. Again, very nice because the MVP tree is up in the top left. You can see how it causes all of the riflemen to group up there and allows my flamethrowers and machine guns to really do a number on them. And eventually everything up there in that top end dies, clearly because of the MVP tree. And then we continue on with the next phase. And I was getting a little worried because I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be easy. I'm going to be right through this. And then like another load of riflemen comes strolling right on in, right through the middle, and I was just like, oh man, because by this time all the defenses, they're starting to get worn down pretty good. You're gonna start having some problems and a little bit of worrying. But as long as you've had like a good setup where the first couple of rounds you take out a whole bunch of stuff with mines, and then like, you know, slowly whittle those down as they rotate left to right. Also, if you build like a separation base where, you know, you kind of funnel them off to the two sides and have them come back around, this might be a good time for that, because they really do seem to kind of go left and right, not a lot up the center until the very end. So, you know, maybe worth a shot. And then we're going to move on to stage number 7, the grand finale. And as you can see, I broke the strategy. I forgot to move the MVP tree. And you know what? I suffer for having done so. So part of the key strategy to move the MVP tree is to move it around in between attacks. There's very specific positions you've got to put it in order to unlock the extra defensive awesomeness of your base. Now, unfortunately, my MVP tree is still in the position for stage 6, which worked fantastically for stage 6, but this is stage 7, and that's where we're running into a bit of a problem. As you can see, the tanks there are just doing a number on my base. They're rolling through, doing horrible, horrible things. And while they're wiping out everything, the other side of my base is just getting nuked by a wall of riflemen. And then, of course, while all of my machine guns and everything are destroyed, in comes another wave of riflemen. It is horrible. Now, I'm sure if I had moved the MVP tree to the proper positioning and, you know, maybe repositioned a few defenses, got some stuff out that got arted and barded, maybe, you know, throw in a few more things, I could have pulled this off without a defense. Unfortunately, because I've got all my stuff sitting in the back corner there, because I was like, oh yeah, it won't matter, I'm not going to have to worry about it, I didn't really get the opportunity to give it a shot, which really sucks, because this is like one of those levels where it was close enough, it may have been a problem to take it out without prototypes, but I think it would have been possible. Anyways, guys, sorry about the surprise prototype interference. I guess it's still a defense, so that's something if you want to put all your prototypes in the back like this. As you can see, I'm also only rocking level 2 prototypes, so don't worry about going with the full-blown 3s. Anyways, guys, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. And most importantly, hopefully you guys have a great MVP day.